Jackson Podcast.
So, Doug, recently this article came out saying that Tony Buzbee is excited about the dismissal of a lawsuit that Jay-Z filed against him. Now,
Hmm.
if we go back to when all of this stuff started and initiated, um, what do you think? Why did he come after Jay-Z? Do you think he had some sort of information that could have got him convicted for real? Because that girl and the things that was said, and her father had to drive 50 miles to come get her and drop her off at the MTV Awards, and she was 13. They was from the country of New York, and the stories was all over the place, fam. How did you know? Did you think that Jay-Z was gonna beat them charges in the first place when you first heard them?
You just don't never know. It didn't sound real when I first heard him, but I done heard some crazy stuff. But once you start hearing the real story, you see that nah, it ain't happen. You know,
Yeah.
it ain't happen. So this girl obviously has some mental issues, and I'm surprised the lawyer even took the case. I wonder what that was about. I wonder what was it had to be something else he was trying to get done with this. Why he took the case, because the case was weak.
hmm And it seems like very malicious to take something that you know is weak, and you coming after a power player, or a person that's a billionaire that has people that he's connected to that might be in some, you know what I mean, some crazy things that I'm assuming. But to attack Hove, and he got the NFL got his back and invested in him, it's just
Mm-hmm.
different, fam. Like, but when he I thought Jay-Z was standing on business for filing a lawsuit immediately and speaking the way he was speaking during the time this stuff came out, because I wish I had those notes or whatever that he was posting to Instagram and stuff, because he was saying these serious allegations. If these was true and you thought they was true, then just why you want some money? Take me to jail. You remember that, fam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I just felt like he was standing on business, but then he filed this lawsuit. How could he have lost this lawsuit when we see that he won? This has been dismissed. Was he suing them for money? Jay-Z suing them civilly? Let's read the article, man.
Okay.
So 3:09 p.m. we confirmed this afternoon that Jay-Z and his legal team have filed a notice of appeal with the court over today's ruling. So the fat lady can pipe down for now. Tony Buzbee is taking a victory lap around Jay-Z because after a judge dismissed a lawsuit Jay filed against him, Buzbee told us he's planning to go after Hove's attorney for a lot of money. Here's
Hmm.
the deal. Jay-Z was suing Buzbee for extortion and defamation until a California judge stepped in Monday and tossed the lawsuit out of court. So Busby's now licking his chops, telling TMZ the case was dismissed in a lengthy, well-reasoned opinion. And he will now be asking for a lot of money for attorney's fees for defending against a meritless case. Tony adds, we have a long history of winning. We won't be deterred in our important work. Alex Spiro, the representation for Jay-Z in his lawsuit against Buzbee, which was filed last year after Buzbee filed a separate lawsuit claiming Jay-Z R-worded a 13-year-old girl alongside Diddy. And Spiro tells TMZ, we are surprised and disappointed by the ruling, which turns on the misapplication of California law, on the admissibility of the investor's statements. Spiro says the judge is asking the higher court to weigh in and make the final decision. So that was the whole article. Now it seemed like, damn, they suing each other back to back to back now, fam.
Hmm.
Jay-Z, he
Yeah.
sued Jay-Z, Jay-Z sued him, he sued Jay-Z lawyers now.
Yeah. It just seemed like they just playing, just trying to clog up the justice system with foolishness. Um, I don't know why
Yeah.
this guy Buzbee ain't lost his license to practice law yet. That's crazy. But I think he on the thin thread. I feel like Jay-Z trying to,
Yeah.
trying to do him in before we get to the next person. But
Jay-Z trying to end his run on people for baseless lawsuits. Is that what you saying, fam?
yeah. Yeah, he trying to ruin that run. He trying to
Yeah.
make create no other potential victim than go against somebody who can't fight him. Oh, this the guy who going after Shannon Sharp too, though, ain't it?
Yep. Tony Buzbee.
Oh, okay. So he ain't stopped. Yeah, these people be allowed to do this stuff, bro.
It seems as if they're attacking black men because Shannon Sharp was kind of defensive, saying similar things that Jay-Z was saying also too, though, in his response to Tony Buzbee's lawsuits. And to be honest with you, the Shannon Sharp stuff don't went dry. I don't hear too many people talking about it.
Shannon Sharp might have put out a number that sound favorable, but you
Quiet
never
down.
know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
At the end, go ahead, fam. My fault.
they say I often say we'll know if he come back to ESPN. That's what we'll know
When football season start, we're a month away.
Mm-hmm. Everybody gonna be waiting on that.
Yeah, that will be interesting. I feel like in closing, I gotta say this in closing, and I'll let you close out, Doug. I feel like these lawsuits ain't going nowhere. They just at a point now where they just going back and forth with each other. I wish Jay-Z would continue to do what he do, because if he don't, then Tony Buzbee ain't no telling who's next he's gonna go after, like you were saying. And yeah, just get the money out of him. Shut his company down. Get his license took from him, man. Because he doing a lot of baseless lawsuits, just putting smut on niggas' name. That's how I feel.
Yeah, he just doing all these little free contingencies, lawsuits for these whores. And I don't know what he find that girl. He made up a victim with that girl, a 13-year-old. That's why he should be born. I don't think this girl even met Jay-Z. And I don't even know, like, if you a lawyer, it would seem like you would come up with a better lie than what you put out there to the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would have grabbed one of the black women, black woman from Marcy Projects, and then came up with a story. Jay-Z pulled me in the hallway or something like. Then you would have had a story. You know what I mean? But a black
Yeah.
woman, nobody wouldn't have cared. Black woman from Marcy Project in the 80s, nobody wouldn't have cared. So you had to go with the ultimate victim, a 13-year-old white girl. Like everybody black know better than that. But hey,
That is
especially in
too
America.
serious. 13, and then he a New York nigga. You might catch a country nigga down here slipping on some of that type time in Alabama, Mississippi somewhere. But that nigga from the city, man, I don't think Hove would have been slipping that bad. The horny ain't that serious.
And bro, what era would a 13-year-old white little girl be around a whole bunch of black men in a club
At the
and
MTV,
nobody say nothing in America? Just a random black, a little random white girl.
get in
Gene Deal would have been there, been talking about, oh no, that one Gene Deal would have been like, nah, and Gene Deal would have flipped his top.
Yeah, because he was the security guard around that time. That is interesting though. Because yeah, that's crazy. I was dropped off by my friend at the BET Awards, and Puffy
said dropped out by her father.
I said the BET Awards too. Yeah,
I
dropped
know
off.
that would have just made it outrageous. That would have made it comedy. A little white girl got dropped off to the BET Awards, and you ain't stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah,
In the early 2000s, nah.
But the MTV Awards, even that though,
it wasn't no white girl supposed to be at the MTV Awards in 2000, but Amanda Bynes. That's the only black white girl we messed with at the time.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, good content as always, though, man. Let's keep it going, family.
Yeah.
We out. Till the next time.
Jackson Podcast.